Okay, howdy and welcome back. So, at this point, we've gone all the way down to assembly code. And what we'd like to do is all the way down to object code. And what we'd like to do at this stage now is bundle all of the object code together and create an executable. So the first step I'm going to take you through here is I'm going to attempt to compile all the way down to an executable with a single source file. The error message that you're going to see is going to be a little bit cryptic, but I really want to go ahead and show you what this looks like first, because it is not a compiler error, so it is going to be far less descriptive than actually what you're used to at this point. It's going to be a link time error because it's going to happen at the link stage of the process. So let's go ahead and we're hopping back over here. Again, I'm going to attempt to convert a executable out of simply a single source file. And what we're going to see here is the problem with this is the compiler knows how this name's to be used. We have valid C++, so we were able to generate object code. However, when we attempt to make an executable, we have to essentially map this to some sort of block of code that's going to be executed when this function is going to be invoked. So at the linker stage of the game, we're actually going to need the definition of square, because that's going to get linked into this executable. And then right here, that's essentially going to route to that name sequence of instructions to be executed when that function's actually invoked. So taking out the -c, we're attempting to go all the way to an executable. I'll just name it main, doesn't really matter. So notice here, this is a little more cryptic than perhaps what we've seen up to this point. This is going to be a link time error, and you can actually see this here. Linker command failed with exit code 1, signifying here that there was a problem. It's a non-zero value. So what was the problem? Well, this is a lot clearer than it has been in very probably earlier versions of C++, or maybe not, because this program's so simple. So yeah, disregard what I said. But the key thing here is that we see in main.cc, so that translation unit, we have an undefined reference to square. So we can't create an executable because the linker doesn't know, well, what does this function call get linked up to? What actually happens when square is called with an integer argument? So to resolve this, we have to remember to compile all source files. Each one is essentially a single translation unit that's going to go through the compilation process independently. That object code is going to get aggregated at the end, or maybe we could say it's going to collect at the end of the assembler stage. So we'll have the object code. And then once each of the source files has been processed, what's going to happen is we'll go out and we'll grab any of the library code we need. We'll also go ahead and get any other source files, the object code created from them, and we'll feed all of this into the linker, and then the linker will pop out an executable. So but in order to get both of these source files to go through the compilation process, I have to explicitly list them. So here we will also want to compile utilities.cc. And when I go through this, notice that we were able to successfully link these translation units. And should there have been any other library code, if we were able to resolve where that code resides, it got pulled in. And then we have this functioning, it's actual executable. It doesn't do much here. So let's go ahead and why not #include iostream. Go ahead and say std cout I line feed. Run it through again. And hey, there we go.